Hello, everyone. This week we're going to be talking about the job search process. So, especially for those of you that plan to graduate Carteret and go directly into the workforce, now is the time to really start thinking about the steps you need to be taking in order to find your job that matches your intended career. So, what is a job search? It's really a long term process of acquiring the training, background, and expertise needed to be competitive in the job market. Some people even say the job search process is essentially like having a job itself. So, you're really devoting that same amount of time that you would be working, say, 9 to 5, to actually finding a job. Studies show that it can take upwards of 4 months, especially for a person that has little work experience, to obtain the job that you're truly trying to find. Keep in mind it is a process and people are at different stages. So for some of you I'm talking to today, you may be starting at step 4 of this process, while others of you may be needing to start at step 1. The goal of this process is to find employment that matches your preferences, skills, interests, and values. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a job that you're unhappy with. So what are the steps that we're going to be talking about? Step 1 through 3 really is what your assignment is about this week. So step 1 is clarifying your self-knowledge. 2 is considering personal factors that are important to you. And step 3 is really defining what you want. Steps 4 through 6 we'll get into in the next couple of weeks when you're actually doing your job research project. So refining your search tools, actually doing research into the job, and then establishing a record keeping system so you can keep track of what you've applied to and who has responded back to you. So step 1, clarify your self-knowledge. What does that mean? First thing, you need to define what's important to you, which are your values. What kind of work setting and employers will satisfy what's important to you? You want to clarify your interest. So is the job you're applying matching to your interest? And then finally, clarify your skills. Do you have the skills needed in order to be successful in this type of job? If you don't clarify your self-knowledge first, if you don't figure all the answers out to these questions first, you're probably not going to be very happy with the job that you get. Step 2, consider personal factors that are important to you. So these are the kind of questions that you need to be asking yourself before applying for a job. Does it have the hours that you need? Do you want to be full-time or part-time? Do you mind having a day shift or a night shift? Do you want to travel? Are you willing to travel? Physical demands. Are you able to perform the actual labor that the job requires of you? Other type of situations is very important to most people is your family situation. Do you want to live close to your family members? Do you want to relocate if need be? And then do you want a job that will allow you time to care for your children or aging parents? So step 3 is defining, really kind of putting this together. What is it that you want to do? So it says considering your skills, your interests and values, putting all those together, what do you want? So what job family, what work settings, what titles interest you? Where exactly is it that you want to work? Who employs people doing what you want to do? By answering this question, you're really narrowing down that job market to a select few jobs that really do interest you. Step 4, so again, this kind of comes next week. So step 1 we're doing today, or steps 1 through 3 we're doing today or this week during your assignment. Steps 4 through 6 we'll get into in the next couple weeks. But after you've done those clarifying questions, you want to refine your job search tools. So this involves things like you want to create a resume, you want to go ahead and create a cover letter, you want to go ahead and practice your interviewing skills for that job to be able to prepare for these type of jobs you are applying. Step 5, do your research. So who has what you want to do? So you want to create a list of companies and employers that really match with those job search goals. These employers would be the ones that have what you want and where you want to do it. So again, we'll be doing that in your job research project. And then finally, step 6, as you're going along, you want to make sure that you establish a record keeping system. Most students will do this either through Microsoft Word or Excel. If you just Google a job application record keeping system, there's a lot of templates out there. But things you want to keep track of would be a folder that contains your employer's contacted. So who have you actually reached out to? What kind of letters have you sent? The company's literature, what kind of response did you get back? Did you have an interview date and the time? And then finally, a follow-up if needed. If you're applying to a lot of different jobs, it's important to keep track of basically who's who. So, who have you kept up with and who have you heard back from? And this was a very brief overview of the steps that you need in the job search process, but we'll be getting into more of this in the upcoming week.